Good morning. Welcome to Austin Presbyterian Theological Seminary. It is such a joy to be with you today as we gather together in community to celebrate Carrie's journey towards ordination as a Unitarian Universalist minister. And now, whoever you are, wherever you come from, wherever you find yourself on your life's journey, whichever your pronouns, whatever your abilities or disabilities, whether you've walked in or rolled in or joined in, whomever you love, you are welcome here. You belong here. We come from a long tradition of seeing a spark of the divine in every person. It's in this tradition, this living tradition, that I invite you to greet the holy among us. Now let us greet the holy that lives in each of us this morning.
Into significance our time together, to separate that which is ordinary from that which is sacred. We light this chalice to honor this sacred physical space that has held and does hold so much for us, so much joy and sorrow. We light this chalice to honor this sacred spiritual space and the time we have to connect with that which is most important, that which draws us together. We light this chalice. Now please rise as you can, body or spirit, as we sing our first hymn, We Shall Be Known. Thank you.
Say these words when you lie down and when you rise up, when you go out and when you return, in times of mourning and in times of joy. Inscribe them on your doorsteps, embroider them on your garments, tattoo them on your shoulders. Teach them to your children, your neighbors, your enemies. Recite them in your sleep. Here, in the cruel shadow of empire, another world is possible. Thus spoke the prophet Roque Dalton. Altogether, they have more death than we, but altogether, we have more life than they. There is more bloody death in their hands than we could ever wield, unless we lie down our souls and become them. And then we will lose everything. So instead, imagine winning. This is your sacred task. This is your power. Imagine every detail of winning, the exact smell of summer streets in which no one has been shot, the muscles you have never unclenched from worry, gone soft as newborn skin, the sparkling taste of food when we know that no one on earth is hungry, that the beggars are fed, that the old man under the bridge and the woman wrapping herself in a thin sheet in the back seat of her car, and the children who suck on stones nest under a flock of roofs that keep multiplying their shelter. Lean with your being towards that day when the poor of the world shake down a rain of good fortune out of the heavy clouds, and justice rolls down like water. Defend the world in which we win as if it were your child. It is your child. Defend it as if it were your lover. It is your lover. When you inhale and when you exhale, the possibility of another world into the 37.2 trillion cells of your body until it shines with hope. Then imagine more. Imagine violence is an unimaginable thing. Imagine war is a scarcity. It is scarcely credible rumor. That the crimes of our age, the grotesque inhumanities of greed, the sheer and astounding shamelessness of it, the vast fortunes made by stealing lives, the horrible normalcy it came to have, is unimaginable to our heirs. The generations of the free. Don't waver. Don't let despair sink its sharp teeth into the throat with which you sing. Escalate your dreams. Make them burn so fiercely that you can follow them down any dark alleyway of history and not lose your way. Make them burn clear as starry drinking gourds over the grim fog of exhaustion, and keep walking. Hold hands. Share water. Keep imagining. So that we and the children of our children's children may live. Amen.
A reading from the book of Esther, chapter 4. In every province, wherever the king's command and his decree came, there was great mourning among the Jews, with fasting and weeping and lamenting, and most of them lay in sackcloth and ashes. When Esther's maids and her eunuchs came and told her, the queen was deeply distressed. She sent garments to clothe Mordecai, so that he might take off his sackcloth, but he would not accept them. He sent them back with a message, charging her to go to the king to make supplications to him and to entreat him for her people. When Esther spoke, all the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces know that if any man or woman goes to the king inside the inner court without being called, there is but one law: to be put to death. Mordecai said in reply to Esther, "Do not think that in the king's palace you will escape any more than all the other Jews. For if you keep silent in this time, relief and deliverance will rise from the Jews for the Jews from another place, but you and your father's family will perish. Who knows? Perhaps you have come to royal dignity for such a time as this." Then Esther said in reply to Mordecai, "Go, gather all the Jews to be found in Susa and hold a fast on my behalf, and neither eat nor drink for 3 days, night or day. And I and my maids will also fast as you do. After that, I will go to the king, though it is against the law, and if I perish, I perish." Mordecai then went away and did everything as Esther had ordained. These words we hold as holy.
Good morning. Before we begin, let's just ground for just a moment with some deep breaths. Breathe with me, you who feel sorrow calling across the ocean, calling across the room, echoing in the spacious cavern of your chest. Breathe with me, you who walk humbly, accepting that your gifts for the world will be made by you. You, a soft creature, who must pause for meals, water, laughter, and rest. My friends, I'm not the same person I was when I first came to this seminary. But then again, the world's not the same either. My time in seminary has been transformative, and part of that is because it has taken place during what seems to be never-ending crisis. I started in the fall of 2020, a time before the vaccines, a time when some in the government were suggesting that the elderly or the disabled would be happy to just sacrifice their lives so we could get on with business as usual. And then there was the violent insurgency where far-right extremists tried to overthrow the federal government, followed a month later by a bizarre snowstorm that showed us just how fragile our grid is, with many losing electricity and their lives. The Texas legislature was in session, but they didn't do anything about the grid. But rather, guided by well-funded, and most importantly, well-funding groups with innocuous names like the Family Research Council, they attacked the queer community, and in particular trans kids, through the regular session and 3 special ones. Once that finally stopped, the governor sent a directive to the Department of Family and Protective Services to investigate parents who were getting their children life-saving, gender-affirming care. I felt like I barely slept, and then boom, we're right back into another legislative session, But this time, the 140 days of a session lasted almost a year. A year where they went after trans kids, public education, and alternatively documented people with ferocity. It was a cruel, dehumanizing, and violent session. And on many counts, they were successful, leaving people feeling vulnerable and scared. And then while all that was happening here, on October 7th, Hamas attacked Israel, and what has been 186 days of one of the most powerful militaries in the world have starved and raped and murdered Gazans. Now, if you find all that depressing, know that my husband pointed out that I missed several events. And of course, this list says nothing about your own losses, your own heartbreaks. It's a lot. It's been a lot. But since the first class I took here, Esther 4:14 comes to my mind. For just such a time as this, I would sit in my kids' room and look at y'all through little squares and just think, wow, such brilliance, such love. I have been broken open by my fellow seminarians over and over again. I am so thankful. And then there's our amazing faculty and staff. Y'all are so committed to helping us open to the beauty and the hope of our faith, to our call. And you have given us grace so that we can juggle all of the things, because there are so many things. Your brilliance and your dedication have made indelible marks on the lives of all of us. And I know that you're just going to keep doing that. Every new batch of students, you're just going to keep doing that with the same commitment to their growth. While the storms of violence and chaos persist, so many beautiful and transforming moments have happened in this place. And I can't help but wonder, were we all pulled together for just such a time as this? To learn from one another, to break each other open, to grow one another so that we can be the people we are meant to be. And who knows? Maybe everybody feels like that during their time in seminary. I don't know. But I do know that for just such a time as this comes in my head all the time. A time when crisis, personal, communal, global, feel constant. That's what comes to my mind. It's a time when things are moving so fast we don't even have time to grieve, and yet our grief compounds. It's too much. And yet we are here because we answered a call to face those crises. Maybe we didn't know it at the time, but we did. We have said yes to being with people in all of this, to accompany them in their pain, to be with them in solidarity, to speak life where there is dehumanization and death. We said yes for just such a time as this. And in this wild story of Esther, well, she said yes too. Albeit what she ends up saying yes to is bloody and morally complex. And for the purposes of this sermon, we are just going to leave that to the good people taking Dr. Park's exegesis class. Good luck to you all. For those of you who need a refresher, here are the bones. A gorgeous and cunning woman has found herself as a replacement queen to the Persian king, whose ego is such that her role is precarious. And yet her people, the Jewish people living in exile, are about to be massacred because another powerful man decided it be so when his ego was bruised. Lots of power being wielded by powerful men with fragile egos. The more things change. Esther is in a unique position to stop the massacre, but she's scared. I mean, of course she's scared. Her privilege, her life is wholly dependent on the mood of a fragile, powerful person. But she says yes. While I know, and I certainly hope, that the stakes for us are nowhere near what Queen Esther was contending with, there is so much for us in this story. There's the obvious. She said yes in a very high-stakes time, and so have we. Her privilege is dependent on others' power, in which, unless you're financing your own ministry, so will yours be. But the two most comforting pieces aren't quite as obvious. The first is when her uncle Mordecai is trying to persuade her to go before the king, and she says that great line that we all know, right? Perhaps you've come to your royal dignity for such a time as this. But he starts it with, who knows? This non-committal phrase, who knows, is deeply comforting to me. It is as if through the century, the texts are telling me to calm down, telling me to stop trying to talk myself out of my call, stop letting imposter syndrome trip me up, stop feeling inadequate. Because probably like some of you, I have questioned my call many times. One time, after someone said something really cruel to Biss, I spent days imagining confronting this person. I called my minister and I said, I can't be a minister. Every time I see this guy, I want to kick him in the crotch. After the appropriate pastoral pause, she said, did you? No, I didn't. But her point was, you get to be human. You get to be angry, and you get to have reactions when people you love are harmed. You get to be you and a minister. And that's the good news, because you in your newness are the one who said yes. So who knows if everything has been orchestrated in our life so that we could all be here together at this very moment. But I do know that we said yes for just such a time as this. Secondly, when Esther says yes, she says it with a caveat. She says, yes, and go gather all the Jews to be found in Susa and hold a fast on my behalf and neither drink nor eat for 3 days and nights. She is saying, I'm going to do this, but I'm only doing it in community. Y'all better pray for me. This is exactly the type of energy we need to be entering our ministries with. We need each other. We have said yes to hard work. We have said yes to precarious work. We have said yes to emotionally and spiritually challenging work. We have said yes at a time of so much crisis, while still being humans who are just as affected at the times we live in as anybody else. I could not have made it through seminary without my UU Trinity that became my UU crew, or the other parents who I could commiserate with, who would affirm that, yes, it is actually just that hard. Or those of you who have given me hope through your commitment to love more, be more compassionate, and more hopeful in this world. Y'all have anchored me. We all need our communities to anchor us. We cannot do this on our own, nor should we. We need to pray for one another. We need to pick up the phone. We need to send the text. We need to make the coffee date. We need community care. Trying to do this outside of community is a recipe for burnout. And y'all, we cannot burn out. The stakes are too high. And because what we have said yes to is too good and too beautiful and too important. And so, my friends, as we continue our adventure with yes, may we remember that we get to be who we are. And not only that, but we are needed because of who we are. May you rest in that. May you let it fill you with energy. May it motivate you to do the important work that is ahead of you. And may it hold you through it all.
To name with 1,000 names, Spirit who lives without names and beyond names, Spirit who burns in the flame of the chalice, Spirit who is present in the breaking of bread, Spirit who sings to the trees as they grow, Spirit who has taught us to pray, kneeling, bowing, standing, sitting, reading, singing, dancing, Spirit who moves among us and beckons us towards what is good. O Spirit, we have heard your voice, or felt your touch, or seen your glory, or known your love, and we have said yes to your call. For though you ask so much, you are with us always, and so your yoke is easy, and your burden is light. For as our loved ones laugh, and our children play, and our elders live, and our friends survive, and our weary warriors finally lie down, and we wipe each other's tears away, we find that your heaven is all around us. This is your world, O Spirit, and it is our world, and we thank you for hearts that say yes. Amen.
The birds are in the trees, they're singing me a melody. La 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 la, abolish the police. Incredibly, ready to change history. It's a good day to fight the system. To fight the system. It's a good system, to fight the system. Hold on. Can we do this again? My head is all over the place. Okay, thank you. Let's do it again. I woke up feeling great. The birds are in the trees. They're singing me a melody. La la la, abolish the police. My head is on straight. My heart is in peace. My soul is incredibly ready to change history. It's a good day to fight the system. To fight the system. It's a good day. It's a good day. We're never gonna stop. We're gonna make it count. When one of us is tired out, the other one will hold it down. We're gonna spread the love. We're gonna spread it around. We're all over the city now, and way down in the underground. It's a good day to fight the system. To fight the system. It's a good day. It's a good day. It's a good day to fight the system. To fight the system. It's a good day. It's a good day. It's a good. good, it's a 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 good day. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Clark. To fight the system. It's a good, good, good day. It's a good, good, good day. It's a good day to fight the system. To fight the system. It's a good, good, good day. It's a good, good, good day. It's a good day to fight the system.
That'll preach. Please rise in body or spirit. And join me in reading the words by which many Unitarian Universalists extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
My friends, my beautiful community, may your yes not just be consent. May it be a blessing that guides you and motivates you when you don't feel motivated. A blessing that calls you into a more joyful, more beautiful, and more deeply meaning life. May you know that you are held by love and by community. Go in love.